think there's definitely belief. You know, whether I would call it magic, I'm not sure, but there's definitely a belief we have, you know, within ourselves. And I feel like I said before, you know, there's up to maybe 15, 20 guys who would put their life on the line, you know, for a win, for a result, you know, to block a goal. And when you have that sort of mentality, I feel like you're always gonna give yourself the best chance. You know, that's rare.
Flo Balogun and the U.S. men's soccer team feeling confident as they get set to face Turkey Thursday night, 7 o'clock at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Sounders captain Cristian Roldan, by the way, has yet to play for the Americans, and now he's dealing with a muscle strain and is listed day-to-day. U.S. has clinched the top spot now in Group D. So the dilemma for U.S. coach Mauricio Pochettino is whether to play his starters in an effort to keep consistency and momentum or play the backups to give the starters a rest, something to keep an eye on tomorrow.
What do you think on this? You're somebody that's been following the World Cup very closely. I mean, obviously you do want to keep momentum, but you don't want to pick up yellow cards, and you also don't want to pick up injuries.
Yeah, see, now that's a great point with the yellow cards because, you know, these guys have a limited number of cards they can pick up. And the injuries are really even a bigger point because if you lose a guy in that first half, I like the idea of Pochettino playing the Americans and his starters for the first half. Mm-hmm. You know, let them get in there. They know they're only going to play a half. Get your legs about you and you know, get some consistency and keep that going. Keep that momentum going because they have been playing great soccer the first two matches. I would keep them in for the first half and then bring in the backups, Chris.
And anyone with yellow cards off. Don't we have a couple players with yellow cards, I believe?
Yeah, but I'm not that in depth. Thanks for asking me. Like, hey, Paul, how many guys on the team have yellow cards?
I'm checking my yellow card stats.
I'll have to look that up. I'll get back to you after the break.
I do know your love for Ronaldo.
Yes,
I know you love Ronaldo, the greatest of all time, but Messi continues to make history. In Argentina's 2-0 win over Austria, Messi scored twice, became the all-time leading scorer in World Cup history. Men's and women's tournaments combined, 18 career World Cup goals, surpassing Brazilian legend Marta, who had 17. Some of the records Messi has set during this World Cup: most goals ever, most World Cup goals in men's history, only player to appear in 6 World Cups, oldest player to score a World Cup hat trick. Yes, he's 38, Paul, and still going strong.
Yeah, and listen, there's no denying that guy is fun to watch, and he's just such a great creator out there. I only lean toward Cristiano Ronaldo because of the fact that he's a bigger player, he's a more powerful player, and that's kind of where I lean to, those bigger, powerful, more athletic, or maybe at least very athletic players. But Messi, man, total respect for that guy and his game. And watching him play for Miami and Major League Soccer has been a lot of fun. Chris, the largest crowd ever at a Sounders game was last year when Messi and Miami came to town for that League's Cup final, and the Sounders put it to him. So that was a fun game to watch.
But he's got somebody on his tail, doesn't he, as far as goals go?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. He scored twice in France's 3-0 win over Iraq on Monday, giving him 4 goals in the 2026 World Cup, 16 career World Cup goals. Mbappe is just 27 years old. We said Messi was 38, so, boy, there's some time left on that one. France still alive in several knockout matches, potentially ahead. Mbappe has a very realistic chance on breaking Messi's record before this World Cup ends. So, man, Chris, talking soccer with you, man, this is awesome. We can do the whole segment.
Well, I think there's a lot of excitement what soccer is doing, not only to the city of Seattle. I mean, the city has just been on the world stage, and like we said, Paul, there is a chance that the U.S. men's national team returns to Seattle for a round of 16 game. Now, obviously, they got to take care of Turkey. They don't actually have to win the game, but then they have a round of 32 game. But we've talked about this off camera. The draw looks pretty good right now for the U.S.
Yeah, the group was favorable from the start with Turkey and Paraguay in there, and the Australians that they put down on Friday. So yeah, it's a good setup for the Americans for sure. All right, from the high marks of the World Cup to the low marks of the WNBA, more specifically the Seattle Storm. The Storm lost their franchise record 11th straight game last night, but it was a great battle in front of 14,000 loyal fans. The Storm lost to Dallas 112-110 in overtime. Paige Becker's 27 points. Dominique Malonga had a huge game, 37 points. It was a tough loss from Seattle, but the Storm showed they can play with any team in the league.
We were in the game the whole time. The energy was the same. As I said, we stayed together. Even when they went in a run, we didn't panic. We stayed together, and we got them back. So I think it's just the whole attitude and the way we went into that game and the mindset. We just wanted to win today really, really bad. And I think you guys can see that it's just like we had one thing in mind, just winning, and we just left everything that we had today.
Malonga is the youngest in WNBA history to score over 30 points, beating the record by a year. She's also scored her 200th field goal in the game and also the youngest to do so. For the record, Lauren Jackson holds the Storm record with 47 points. Someday, Malonga will probably break that record. So,
our storming up producer, Joel Knepp, by the way, watched the entire game last night. And, Joel, you think this team's, even though they've lost 11 straight, fun one to watch, and 14,000 agree with you, I think.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be down about the Storm, but they are a very exciting young team with their bigs, with Ala Fam, definitely with Malonga. I mean, good gosh, 37 points, only her second year, just coming off a concussion not too long ago. And you also have Ezzy McElgore coming back sometime soon. They just really need that playmaker at the guard level, whether that's Heidemann or Johnson, who knows. But I think hopefully they'll figure something out, and by the next draft, hopefully they'll get the Juju Watkins sweepstakes, maybe.
Look at how passionate he is right there. He's got his fingers crossed. And the Storm Crazies love you so much, Paul. They sent us in. I mean, they love Joel so much, Paul. They sent in a graphic of Joel. They love him. I don't know if we have that, Dusty. If we can roll it.
I think we have it here.
Do we have it? Yeah. They've been working on this because Paul is.
Just a second here.
Joel's become just a fixture. There he is, right there, storming it up with Joel. It's a new streaming show, Paul. It's on at 4 a.m.
Storm it up with Joel. It's 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. to 4:30 every night.
That is an awesome graphic, man. Look at that big smile. Oh, holy cow. That is awesome, man. Who was that, Dusty, that did the work on that thing?
Oh, no.
That's Deep Diving Dusty.
Deep Dive Dusty's going to have his own graphic or two coming up in the future. All right, there, storming up. We'll catch you next time. Coming up in our final drive, we'll hear from the newest member of the Seattle Kraken, Mackie Samoskevich, on the trade that brought him to Seattle next.
That's so awesome.